Your name, sir?
Donnie Thomas.
You are charged with domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence threats and intimidation. If I release you, you're not to have any contact with Cynthia Madden and not to return to her residence. Do you understand? Also, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and commit no acts of domestic violence. And you have to come back to court on February 18th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Understand?
Got it.
All right. Comply with all those conditions. I'll see you then. You're released.
Thank you, Ron.
None, not one. Now the sheriffs are doing them and TPD is not doing any of them. It's very irritating. Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't mean to. No. Yeah, thanks.
Ready for it? Yeah. Oh, come on, have a seat.
His number.
Good evening.
What's your name?
Taylor.
All right, you are charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and minor in possession of alcohol. So I'm going to order you not to commit any acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and you need to come back to Justice Court on February 18th at 9:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, then you're released.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait, I am not. Sign the mentioned anyone. Yes, yes.
Yeah, Laura just checked that.
Ya, por favor. Sí.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right, I have an interpreter, I'm assuming.
Yes, interpreter's on the line, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, so what is your name, sir?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señor?
Nombre es Salvador.
My name is Salvador.
Hernandez?
Hernandez?
Hernández es mi apellido.
Hernandez is my last name.
Okay. You are charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, 1 count of domestic violence, criminal damage, and 1 count of domestic violence assault.
A usted se le acusa de 2 cargos de violencia doméstica por perturbación al orden público, 1 cargo de violencia doméstica por daños a propiedad ajena y 1 cargo de violencia doméstica por agresión.
I am going to order you not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs and not to commit any acts of domestic violence.
Le voy a ordenar que no consuma ninguna bebida de alcohol, ni tampoco consuma ninguna droga ilegal, y que no cometa ningún otro acto de violencia doméstica.
And you need to come back to South Tucson City Court on February 4th at 10 o'clock, or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Y usted debe regresar al tribunal de la ciudad de Tucson, es Tucson City Court, el 4 de febrero a las 10 de la mañana. Si no se presenta, se va a emitir una orden de arresto en su contra.
You understand?
¿Comprende?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Then you're released.
Bueno, ya puede retirarse.
And could we do Valencia next, since we don't have the public defender yet?
I'm here, Judge, but
Oh, okay. Well, let me do my last misdemeanor.
That sounds good.
Good.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Alexander.
Okay. You need the interpreter?
Yes.
Necesita intérprete. Okay, yeah, the interpreter is here.
Okay.
But,
You are charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct,
Si usted se le acusa de violencia doméstica por perturbación al orden público,
and I am going to order you not committing acts of domestic violence, no contact with Flor Rodriguez, and no return to her residence.
y le voy a ordenar que no cometa ningún acto de violencia doméstica y que no pueda tener ningún contacto con Flor Rodríguez ni regresar a la residencia de ella.
And you need to come back to Justice Court on February 18th at 10:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Y necesita regresar, estar en el Tribunal de Justicia el 18 de febrero a las 10:30 de la mañana. Si no se presenta, se va a emitir una orden de arresto en su contra.
You understand?
¿Comprende?
Sí. Tengo una
Yes.
pregunta.
I have a question. ¿Sí?
O sea que la casa donde está ahí esa casa es mía. So, ¿qué va a pasar ahí? ¿A dónde me tengo que ir o qué?
Well, the house where she's at, that's my house. So what's going to happen? Do I have to leave that house or what?
For now, you cannot go wherever she is living.
Por ahora usted no puede ir a ningún lugar donde ella se encuentre, donde esté viviendo.
¿Y puedo ir a recoger mi ropa el día o no?
At least can I go pick up my clothes?
You can go back once with police to pick up your belongings.
Puede regresar solo una vez con la policía para ir a recoger sus pertenencias.
And then at the next court date, you could tell the judge what's going on and find out if she's moved out. And you're not kicked out forever, but right now you are. If she is living there.
Bueno, y cuando tenga su próxima audiencia ante el juez, debe informarle usted al juez qué es lo que está pasando y si ella ya se ha ido de esa residencia, no es que usted no es que esté fuera de su residencia definitivamente, pero por ahora va a ser así siempre y cuando ella esté viviendo ahí, no puede regresar.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Then you are released with those conditions.
ya queda liberado con esas condiciones.
Otto Díaz.
What is your name, sir?
¿Cuál es su
Isidro
nombre, señor?
Isidro Soto Díaz. Isidro Soto Díaz.
Isidro Soto Díaz.
All right. You are charged with possession of a narcotic drug.
Y usted se le acusa de posesión de una droga narcótica.
And you appear to be eligible for a diversion type of program at Superior Court. Would you like to participate in that?
Y usted parece ser que tiene derecho a que lo coloquen en un programa del Tribunal Superior que es de un programa alternativo. ¿Usted está interesado en ese tipo de programa?
¿Cómo es? ¿Cómo se trata? ¿De qué se trata el programa?
What is that diversion program about?
Can you tell him, counsel?
¿Abogado se lo puede explicar?
So it's a drug diversion
¿Como
program.
para dejar de consumir?
Is it to stop consuming drugs, using drugs?
Okay.
Sí.
Okay. Sí, lo
Okay.
acepto.
Yes, I accept.
Okay, well, you're eligible, but we'll give you a court date, and you have to come to that one to get into that program, okay?
Bueno, tiene derecho, pero usted tiene que primero presentarse al tribunal, entonces tiene que asistir. Yo le voy a dar la fecha de la corte que tiene para que se presente, ¿está bien?
Okay.
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 So I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to order you not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to release you to pretrial services, so you have to report to them.
Bueno, y entonces voy a nombrarle un defensor público para que lo represente. No puede consumir nada de alcohol, no puede consumir alcohol ni consumir drogas ilegales y le voy a dejar en libertad, pero se tiene que presentar con los servicios previos al juicio.
The first court date you have to come to is January 28th at 9 a.m. for that program.
Y la primera fecha de corte donde tiene que presentarse es el 28 de enero a las 9 de la mañana para ese programa.
And then the second court date you have to come to is February 10th at 1:30 for your preliminary hearing, or a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Y la segunda fecha de corte va a ser el 10 de febrero a la 1:30 para una audiencia preliminar, y si no se presenta se puede emitir una orden de arresto en su contra.
So I'm going to release you, but on Tuesday you need to call the public defender's office and free trial services and check in with everybody before your next court date.
Y yo lo voy a dejar en libertad, pero el martes usted tiene que comunicarse con la oficina del defensor público y también presentarse, comunicarse con los servicios previos al juicio antes de su próxima fecha de corte.
Ok, ¿y dónde agarro los números para ver esos son?
Puede estar dos.
Ok, aquí los-
Also, sir, you have a warrant out of city court for domestic violence charges.
Y usted, señor, también tiene una orden de arresto del Tribunal de la Ciudad por cargos de violencia doméstica.
I'm going to order you not to commit acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and come back to court for that on February 26th at 9 o'clock, or a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Bueno, y con respecto a ese cargo, le voy a ordenar que no cometa ningún otro acto de violencia doméstica, que no consuma alcohol ni ninguna droga ilegal, y para ese cargo va a regresar al tribunal a corte el 26 de febrero a las 9 de la mañana. De lo contrario, una orden de arresto será emitida en su contra.
Oiga, disculpe, esa de violencia doméstica, ¿con quién fue? ¿O cuándo?
I'm sorry, that charge for domestic violence, when was that, or for whom?
That was a while ago. Let me see the file again. See his last-
Eso fue ya tiempo atrás. Déjeme reviso otra vez el expediente.
That is from January of 2021. So it was a long time ago.
Ese es un cargo de enero del 2021, o sea, ya hace bastante tiempo.
Sí, creo que fue con mi hija, un problema que tuve con mi hija.
Yes, I think that was with my daughter, a problem that I had with my daughter.
Yep. So you need to come back to court and talk to the prosecutor about that, okay?
Sí, y para ese cargo tiene que venir otra vez, tiene que venir a corte y hablar con el fiscal con respecto a eso, ¿bien?
Ok.
Okay.
All right, you're released.
Y ya puede retirarse.
Ok, gracias. Con permiso.
Thank you.
Gracias.
With your permission.
¿Con usted?
What's your name, ma'am?
¿Cuál es su nombre, señora?
Es Ana Joaquina Urrea Encinas.
Ana Joaquina Urrea Encinas.
All right, you are charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence.
¿Y a usted se le acusa de una agresión con agravante por violencia doméstica?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
Counsel, the state is asking for a $5,000 bond. Did you want to be heard?
Y abogado, la fiscalía está pidiendo una fianza de $5,000. ¿Quiere usted hablar a la juez?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking that you release her to pretrial services. She has verified support getting her to and from court. She does live outside the country, but she has multiple people attesting to be able to get her to court and make sure she follows all her release conditions.
Bueno, sí, su señoría, nosotros pedimos que la libere para que vaya a presentarse los servicios previos al juicio. Hemos verificado que ella tiene apoyo, ella entra y sale, está yendo y viniendo, tiene quien le ayude a ir y venir, llegar a la corte, porque ella vive fuera, pero tiene múltiples apoyos para eso, para que pueda ser dejada en libertad.
She also doesn't live with the victim. She doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor priors. She's a 1 on both scales. No active NBCA flag at 40 years old. Sorry.
I'm sorry, and you said it on both scales she was a what?
A 1.
A 1. Okay, thank you. May the interpreter start and then you can continue?
Yeah.
Thank you. Usted desde aquí que la víctima no vive con usted, que tampoco tiene delitos graves ni delitos menores y que en ambas evaluaciones su calificación fue un 1. Go ahead.
Now, don't say anymore. I am going to release the defendant to pretrial services, so you need to report to them and come to court, ma'am, and also stay in touch with your public defender.
Bueno, ya no necesito más información, señora, le voy a dejar en libertad para que esté en contacto y comunicación con los servicios previos al juicio y que se esté reportando con ellos y asegurarse que usted regrese a la corte y estar en comunicación con el abogado del defensor público.
No contact with Miss Martinez Nava and no return to her residence.
No puede tener ningún contacto con la señora Martínez Nava ni regresar a la residencia de ella.
No acts of domestic violence, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Y no puede cometer ningún acto de violencia doméstica y voy a nombrar a la Defensoría Pública para que la represente.
And you have to come to court on February 10th at 1:30 or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Y tiene que regresar a la corte el 10 de febrero a la 1:30, de lo contrario se va a emitir una orden de arresto en su contra. ¿Lo comprende?
A la 1:30.
At 1:30?
Sí, yes, sí. Una pregunta más. No hablo español. Hablo español. No sé si se consigue un poquito de tensión entre los dos, pero no para quedarme un cosito o algo así para contar. Se cayó en una
Interpreter would like to interpret what the defendant is saying, but I'm having difficulty hearing. It sounds muffled, and may I request for her to repeat back what she said?
Yes. Well, let's say this. Ma'am, don't talk about the case because this is on the record. But if you have questions about the procedures, go ahead and ask the lawyer, but you have to speak clearly into the microphone so the interpreter can hear you.
Bueno, señora, no hable respecto a su caso porque todo se está grabando en actas, pero si usted tiene alguna pregunta a su abogada o abogado con respecto al procedimiento que tiene que seguir, puede hacer esa pregunta, pero asegúrese de hacerla claramente al micrófono para que el intérprete le pueda escuchar e interpretarlo.
Muy bien.
Very well.
Okay, go ahead if you have a question.
Okay, procede, tiene una pregunta.
Que si yo tengo una pregunta. No por el momento.
If I have a question, no, not for now.
Oh, okay. All right, then call the lawyer's office on Tuesday.
Bueno, llame al bufete de abogados el martes.
Ahí está el número tengo que marcar. Esta es la próxima cita.
So she's asking the attorney about the phone number
El siguiente
and
corte. No.
court date.
About what?
The
Oh,
court
yeah.
date and number for the attorney. She's talking to the.
Sí, está bien. Muy bien. ¿Sería todo?
Okay.
Gracias.
All right.
That's,
Thanks,
Thank you.
interpreter. You can be excused. Thank you.
thank you, Your Honor. Interpreter will now disconnect.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Joshua Carver.
All right, Mr. Carver. Looks like I have a warrant for you, maybe out of Superior Court, and it's got a $500 bond, and it's got a couple of failures to appear. And counsel of the state's asking for $500. Did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, I would just like to note that his last prior is from 2012. He claims to have housing and employment. So we're asking you to give him one more chance on pretrial services.
Okay. I think he's been given a couple of chances, so I am going to hold Mr. Carver on a $500 bond and appoint the public defender's office to represent him and set the arraignment for the 27th at 1:30 of this month. And that's that. And then Mr. Carver also has a bunch of city court cases: shoplifting, resisting arrest, criminal trespass, prescription drugs. So I am going to appoint the city public defender to represent him on those cases and hold him on a $250 bond. And that case will be set for January 28th at 1:45 in city court. And that's it.
On to the phone. No.
Hello.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Hello.
All right. You have a new charge of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and counsel on that one. The state's asking for a $500 bond, and it looks like Miss Elder might be eligible for smart court too. Did you want to be heard?
If you're gonna hold her on the misdemeanors, Your Honor, then we're okay with the bond.
Okay, yeah, I am. She's got too many of them. So I will hold her on a $500.
You know, I think I just got a driver's license. I don't think it's going to fix me.
Okay, I'm going to hold you on a $500 bond on the drug cases and set the preliminary hearing on the 29th at 1:30. Appoint the public defender, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Pretrial services have posted. The smart hearing is the 28th at 9 o'clock. So I will note that. And then you've got justice court misdemeanors. So let's hold you on a $250 bond on the justice court cases and appoint Caitlin Waters to represent you. And that will be set for the 21st of January at 1 p.m. Both of those. And then you've got a bunch of cases out of city court. And I am going to hold you on a $300 bond on those and appoint the city public defender and set those for January 28th, I think. Yep, January 28th at 1:45.
I think they're going big in my IG. I'm stealing that old Pueblo and shit.
And that's it.
Hello.
All right. What's your name?
I'm Timia Rahnamo.
All right. You are charged with felony criminal trespass. And I am going to order you not to have any contact with the victim and not to go to her residence. And I'm going to release you to pretrial services, so you need to report to them. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, so you need to call them. and you need to come back to court on February 10th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest on the felony. Then you are charged with a misdemeanor assault. So once again, I'm going to order you not to have any contact with the victim, not to go near her residence. And you need to come back to court on that one. You don't have an attorney on that one. February 18th at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right.
Is that city or justice court?
That's
At 8:30 a.m.
on the 18th of February. All right, then, ma'am, you're released on those. Thank you all. Good night.
Okay, Your Honor. Good night.
All right. So it looks like court is over. I stepped out for a moment. I ran over to the store. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Let me see. Who do we have in here? We saw David, Lisa, Beans. Let me see. Anna. And David Lopez once again. Yeah, I guess it was a short one. I thought I was going to come back in time. Apparently not. Anyhow, I'll be back in the morning with some parole board hearings in Connecticut tomorrow morning. And like I said, around here, lasts like a candle. Once you blow it out, it lights out. And with that, we are out. You guys have a good one. A rato.